Alaska a few days ago, back up here in the high country of Utah. I have an archery deer tag, an archery elk tag, and an any legal weapon cow elk tag that still needs to be filled here. I'm just coming up here to see which of our target bucks, if any, have made it through while we were gone. There's been a lot of doe up here that I've seen. Just haven't seen any buck. But hopefully that changes here soon. Right now it's so slow. The only thing I'm thinking of doing is kind of still hunting through some trees and maybe checking some stealth cams. It's been so freaking slow. I glassed the heck out of this basin. The only thing I could turn up is doe. Not saying that there's not any buck in here, but the only other thing I could think of is still hunting through the pines and checking some stealth cams. Move up here a little bit more and glass a little bit more, but this place has probably been hit pretty hard the last few weeks, so I might come back up here tomorrow, if not try another location. But just gotta get out, see what's out there. That's the only way you'll be able to get something, is you gotta put yourself in the position to get some success. But sometimes days like this could be rough, especially for people that are new to hunting, because it's like, am I doing something wrong? But there's days like this. There's always days like this hunting. Throw a bow on your back and it makes it a lot worse. But I love it. There's a lot of sign right here. On the way in, I was following some tracks. Got up to this location, and I was kind of rounding a little bend as I was coming up over the top onto the knob. And I saw antlers jolt, and then it took off. I only got a glimpse of the top tines, but it looked like just a little raghorn bull. It's probably the bull that's making all these scrapes in here. Didn't get a real good look at him, but he took off that way. So right now, I'm smelling elk. The It's starting to feel more and more like late season hunting. I love this time of the year. Nice, crisp, cold air. Let's see what we can encounter today. I'm up here with my dad. He looped up and around, and I'm kind of going this way, looping up and around. And we're gonna meet at a place that we nicknamed the Cap. It's kind of like a little ambush point where some trails kind of meet. I found something that could possibly be one of our bucks, but I honestly don't think it's one just because of how small it looks, but looks like somebody was successful on opening morning though. Back on the grind. The past few weeks, I haven't been really turning up much of anything. So I kind of decided to come up in one of my later season areas. The hunting is usually good in this spot about mid to late November, or just about mid-October. But so far, I've seen one little forked horn 2-point buck, and behind me, 2 doe just came over the saddle. Today's plan and strategy is to walk these ridge lines and kind of knob up and do a bit of glassing. Because during the turkey hunt this last spring, there was a pretty nice buck in velvet. So let's go see if we can locate him. That's the main reason why I'm coming up here. So let's see what else we can encounter today. That's so cool. Where was this during the freaking spring turkey hunt? It's been a slow evening. There's not much action right now. Saw a bunch this morning, but nothing really to go after. Just 2 small buck and a few doe. I know they're down in here. They're just tucked in here in this oak brush. Can't really see through it because they still have some leaves and stuff on it, but I have my
binos on the tripod. I'm just kind of skimming through, gridding out this whole entire area, see if I could spot something either moving or out of the ordinary in the brush. Just got to keep at it, keep grinding, because you ain't gonna see anything if you sit at home on the couch. I'm gonna stick it out a little longer and see if we can turn anything up. If not, we'll just hunt our way back to the Jeep, come up another day and see if we can get in on something. But today's not over yet, so there's still plenty of time to try to find something to go after.
Let's go hunting. Yee. That's the most redneck thing I've heard today. Let's get it. We're starting our climb up this hill, getting into the spot, but there is at least maybe 2 to 3 deer that were walking right here. Didn't really see them, but we heard them. It's pretty cool.
Up a pretty nice buck. It looks like a 4-point. He's down there with a few doe. So right now the game plan, Paulo's gonna stay up here and do a little bit of overwatch. I'm gonna kind of sneak down. The wind's blowing this way, and that's the direction that they're heading. So we'll see. That's the first nice buck I've seen since the beginning of the season. So I'm gonna try to go down there and snag him. It looks like the deer are moving directions. They look like they're going up onto that saddle. I'm probably gonna move along this side hill right here. See if I can locate the other group. But it looked like a nice buck with about 6 or 7 doe. It's kind of hard to maneuver through this thick stuff. There's a game trail that goes through it, and they spider web down and through this area. But there's a lot of overgrowth over the trail. And of course, it's all the crunchy stuff.
Well, I found what the crows are going after. I found a buck, but damn. Nice 2x3. Looks like it was hit. And this sucks. Hopefully it wasn't poached and it was just couldn't recover it. But honestly, with a shot like that, there's no doubt it wouldn't have gone that far. But you never know. But I can't relocate that buck that I was going after down here. So I'm probably gonna head up back to Paulo and see if we could relocate him, because I don't want to jump them. There's too many eyes watching me through this thick stuff. So, but I hope there isn't eyes from a mountain lion watching me because of this guy. Beautiful.
as well as, surprisingly, 7 bull moose. We're still on the lookout for an elk for Apollo. He has a muzzleloader tag, but if we see a deer worth going after, I do have an archery tag for deer as well as elk, but right now Apollo gets the first dibs on any elk that we see. Unless it's a cow, because he only has a bull tag, but with my tag, I could shoot either or, so I'll just have to see what happens. We're just kind of walking around, kind of ridge hopping and glassing and seeing what we could turn up. But not too bad of a day other than not seeing exactly what we're after, but having a good time. Oh, that's a nice one too. What'd you find?
My first shed.
Oh wow. It's an elk shed too, dude. Hey, this is my spot. So I gotta take my tacks. No. Dang it. It was worth a try. I thought it was a mule deer 2-point shed. That's cool, dude. Let me see it.
Did you see it on the way up?
Mm-mm. Do you think we should walk around and see if we could find
The other one? Maybe.
Dude, that is awesome, dude.
Dude, this is my first shed ever. It's pretty nice too for my first one. Can you tell how old it is?
It's probably from this last year since there's a little bit of brown on it. Dude. Should we try to find the other side?
Heck yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-point.
I don't know. I just stopped right here, and I was kind of looking down that way, and then I looked down. I just saw this little white part. Right
Yeah, dude. I saw this. I didn't see that. I saw that, and I thought it was just a 2-point, like a 2-point, like
You did
buck.
see it there? On your way
No,
up?
I went up. I went up this way.
Oh, when you came back, huh?
Yeah. Let's see if we can find the other side. Well, today is slowly winding to an end. The last bit of shooting light is upon us. Me and Paulo came up here in hopes to locate a bull elk for his muzzleloader hunt. Let me tell you, even though we didn't see any elk, we had an opportunity at a nice buck. I stalked in within range of where they were located, but I couldn't relocate them at that point, and I felt more comfortable pulling out and trying to relocate them than trying to force my way in there and possibly spooking them out of the whole area. On top of that, we saw 7 bull moose up here, which is pretty cool to see the bull moose population growing here in Utah. Paulo also found his first shed, and it turned out to be from a bull elk. It's pretty cool to find. The season's turning around pretty quick. It's been pretty slow and it's been a grind, but November's here and the mule deer rut is on. The weather's finally shifting and a cold front is moving in. You gotta love it. We've already seen quite a bit of deer. We saw so far 1 buck down there, a nice 2-point. He was moving around with a few doe. There were some other hunters stalking in on him, so he was off limits. They ended up spooking him and they ran clear down. But there is a nicer buck just over here. Over
So hopefully we can get in on them, but I'm up here with my dad, so follow along and join us and see what we can encounter today. So far today, all we really seen was quite a few doe, about 3 or 4 buck, and a bunch of turkey. But as you can see, there's a fog rolling in. We're losing visibility at this glassing point here. So we're going to start moving down to try to get out of the fog to see if we would be able to glass anything up or spot anything. But other than that, it's just been a beautiful, cold, miserable morning, just how we like it. So, it's starting to snow. Yeah, the weather's starting to turn, so the hunting should be getting better and better and better as November rolls along during this mule deer rut. So. So other than it being really cold this morning, we've been seeing a lot of deer. In fact, there's some clear up in here. I have one of the binos. Right now, all I see over there is doe. There might be a smaller buck with them, but it's hard to tell. There's been a bunch of deer running around through all this thick stuff below us. Just no buck yet, other than the one that we saw this morning. That walked right in front of my Jeep and almost basically rubbed against my bumper. It was a pretty decent sized 4-point, but right now we're just chilling. Literally, we got all of our layers on almost. But let's see what we can encounter today. I think there's a deer down there actually too. Yeah, there's a deer down there too. I don't know what that one is yet. It looks like a doe. But stay tuned, guys. Let's see what we can encounter.